So next up, we have Seth Curry, who, if that name sounds familiar, he is the brother of Steph Curry.
Yeah,
and he played for the Blazers last year.
That's right. Yeah, the parents had a tough time in those playoffs.
They did.
They were wearing different jerseys corresponding to the son they wanted to root for.
Yep.
They should have both just rooted for Seth. I mean, Steph has it all.
I know.
Like, what the,
Come on,
yeah.
Give Seth
come
some
on.
love.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the thing with Seth is that might be a key is he actually shot a better 3-point percentage last season than his brother Steph.
No way.
Yeah, might have been the volume of shots, but still the percentage. Numbers are numbers. Math is math.
Math is math.
Exactly.
And we're Indian, we know something about math.
Yeah, a little bit.
So next we have Isaiah Thomas, which is a name that sounds familiar, right?
Yeah, exactly. Isaiah Thomas was a stud and a star in Boston before Kyrie and Kemba, but had hip injuries and surgery that he was recovering from the last 2 years. But he says he feels the best he has since 17, when he had a great season the year before. So I think a team like my team, who's basically scrounging at the bottom, could grab a guy like that and just give him a shot to see what he can do. But I think he might have a bounce back year, hopefully.
Yeah. You never know. You never
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
know.
Take shots at these guys. Who knows? I think he's still 27 to 29 in that age range. So yeah, why not take a shot?
Yeah. So we have Quinn Cook.
Quinn Cook, like that guy a lot. Actually, he's a DC native. So there's a lot of talk that the Wizards are going after him. He is today's point guard. He basically shoots the three, can pass. He's 6'2". He's not a great defensive player, but he has a lot of chutzpah. So a lot of, yeah, exactly, to use a New York term. But he basically plays with tenacity, and I think he's a player that would fit in well with chemistry and still growing as a player. So I think he's going to be a good fit. And look, a contender can take a shot as him as a backup, but I think he might look for a full-time job, and I think teams like the Wizards or teams that need a point guard have a good shot at him. Maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers, although they got Darius Garland, but teams like that could take a shot on a young guard like him.
All right, so we've talked about all the big teams and the big players and the sleepers.
Yeah.
But we have our allegiances.
We
in the
do.
NBA.
Well,
Washington
you can tell.
Wizards.
Yeah, exactly. My boy Bradley Beal.
The Memphis Grizzlies. So what do you think is going to happen with the Wizards?
So the Wizards are kind of in a... Well, I don't know if though the management knows where they are now. Actually, one thing that you bring up with the Wizards, and I want to give my advice to Knicks fans, is to... But I think management screwed up already, as we've seen with the Julius Randle signing and the Taj Gibson signing. Luckily, they're only for 2 or 3 years, so hopefully they don't bury the franchise. But the Wizards were in a similar position in 2016, and there were KD to DC movements. I myself, like many Wizard fans, were disappointed when he didn't even take a meeting with us. So we lost out on it. But our great GM, sarcasm, basically took that money that he allotted for Kevin Durant and other big-time free agents and gave it to people like Ian Mahinmi, the Ian Mahinmi, that we're buried with contracts right now, and some other players that I don't even recall because they're not on the team, but gave them big-time money instead of devoting that to future years and when bigger free agents come out. So, as I told buddies of mine and friends of mine in New York, I said, you know what, this is, everything might have worked out well for the Knicks. They missed out on Zion, but RJ Barrett might be better. They missed out on KD, might have dodged a bullet. You're talking about a 32-year-old player coming back from an Achilles injury. Yep. Might not be the same until he's 33. And how many more years at peak does he have? And what is he looking for if he's already looking into his second career? So when you miss out on that kind of player, it all might work out, but you have to have diligence and patience with running a franchise. What they can do is look into 2021, build up with young players, get back in the lottery, get better players, and then go after guys like, we were talking about the Greek Freak, Paul George, Bradley Beal. The 2021 NBA free agent class might be the best ever, and that's what you should do. But much like the Wizards management, the Knicks also seem to disappoint their fans with great signings like Julius Randle for $21 million a year for 3 years. So enjoy that, Knicks fans. I'm sure you'll enjoy the double-double rebounds while winning 14 games this year. That's going to mean a lot, especially when Kyrie maybe gets the 8th seed and talking about playoff seeding.
Yep. So I think that all the teams that are not really in the contention of all the best players for this season needs to just be patient and wait for the 2021 season.
Right. So that's the right thing to do, Kavitha. But owners want people in seats, need TV contracts to sell, so they'll make mistakes. They have money to spend, and they'll burn through it and sign guys like a DeMarcus Cousins. I wouldn't be surprised if teams that miss out on the top guys sign a DeMarcus Cousins for a big contract. And you can't blame the players. Like, I don't blame, Kevin Durant for taking the money, Kyrie Irving, because at the end of the day, they get their money. The team is stuck with the consequence. So if Kevin Durant is not the Kevin Durant that he has been in the past, and you're relying on the before story for Kevin Durant and paying him accordingly, you're not paying him for present or future performance, that's your fault. And that's what ultimately I think is going to happen to the Nets. I think a repeat of the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett situation is going to happen, and I think this deal is going to look bad for the Nets. But teams that stay patient, hopefully teams like the Wizards, hopefully teams like the Memphis Grizzlies that stay patient, build, get into the lottery, I hope, build talent, and wait for 2021, are going to do the right thing. But 29 teams should just realistically, 29 teams should be just like us, sit back, enjoy the show, and just crown those Lakers at the end of the season.
Yep. So, we might just have to wait a few years for our teams to become
Unfortunately,
good. But,
we've been waiting a while.
But we're gonna enjoy the ride, and we're gonna enjoy the Lakers and the Bucks and the Sixers and all these great teams that
are
that's building right now.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Toronto showed us that things can happen. Look, they got a lot of luck, but Kawhi showed us how great he is. And again, Philly, Milwaukee still have a shot. Boston, I wouldn't count Boston out. And the thing with the Lakers is, as you saw last year, LeBron is getting old. I mean, he's getting injured. That load management is serious. So if you catch a break, you never know if Philly, or Milwaukee comes and wins a championship. So, while we say the 29 teams, there is a legitimate shot for teams like Milwaukee, Philly, maybe Boston, and the Lakers. But I think those are the teams that we're looking at as the true contenders. Everyone else are pretenders.